All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ryan's Radar. Another week here. It is Monday, January 15th. We are looking for Tuesday setups, and I'm just going to dive right into it because obviously, if any of you guys are trading EURUSD, you know we are in a consolidation. We're in a channel, if you will. From here, going up, you can see it clear as day, right? Price is stuck in a channel. And it's a matter of what's it going to do? Is it going to drop right here and tank? Is it going to continue up from here and then drop? Like it's in a tricky zone, right? So if we're going to be looking for anything for sells, obviously, because we're in a range, you want to sell high, buy low. So if price comes down during the Asian session here, we could get a look for a buying opportunity, but again, it's still premature. I think your best bet for anybody trading this pair, wait for New York session because there is news tomorrow. There's a bunch of CPI news on the euro. So if we go down up to here, you can see right here. Okay. So we have euro CPI news at 1 a.m. Then you have some pound news at 1 a.m. too. So it's going to be a lot of movement. And then another CPI for the euro. Just a lot of crazy stuff going on. And then more euro news and then Canadian news at 7:30, and then US dollar news also at 7:30. So I read that wrong. Okay, so I thought it was 9. I was dyslexic for a little bit. So CAD news and USD news at 7:30, and I will be up for that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But I think because of just the lack of movement right now, it's your best bet is to wait. It could drop here, then go up. Right, this is where it gets confusing because a lot of people try to do their analysis here, and this it's also like what it kind of makes my analysis job a little harder because I can't gauge you what's going to happen right now. It could drop here, then go up. It can go up, then drop down, or it could go up, or it can go down. It's really hard to tell right now, and that's why I like waiting for Asian session and London session to play out. Even if the move happens during Asian session, so what? It's about probability. It's about statistics. If you guys are looking for sells, your best bet is to wait for price to come up here. Why? Because this was the last big push down. Price never came back to retest it. It's got 5 minute and 15 minutes that are just sitting there. Um, and price needs to kind of do it, especially here too. If we go to the 5 minute, well, this one was already retested, but there was a 5 minute setup here that price came back to. And this is why we wait for it, right? Because if I was actually awake at this time, well, I just wasn't paying attention for the sells. It was down here. I was really paying attention. But if we see it here, I'll draw this out. This was the last bearish candle on a 5 minute before the real drop happened. And you can see, if you're paying attention, that bearish drop gets filled, takes out lows, takes out other demands. And then price, what did it do? It came back literally right into it, wicked it, and then dropped from here. You could have placed a pending right at the bottom line and then taken it down, what, 18 pips, 17 pips. That's not bad. I mean, for a pair that's ranging, you got to get your pips and get out. You can't really expect the massive move. Sometimes you get lucky. I caught these pairs, or I caught this trade yet last week. Really, really successful trade. I took out at the top here. And then sometimes you're going to get moves where it's just a scout where you're in and you're out and you get like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, depending on where you placed it. But it happens every single time. But notice how this setup, right? This setup from today did not happen until what? London session. That's where you have these blue boxes. I have an indicator. You guys can get it for free. It's by Ream FX. I'll even show you real quick if you guys want to take a look. I have right here. So REIMFX 919, thumbs up and by lit timing. And it just kind of gives you, you know, your show Asian session. Watch. If I do this, it'll give you a blue box of Asian session. If you guys like trading Asian session, then you can have your highs and lows set, or you wait for the stop once there. It's all up to you. But I like to use them just because it kind of helps me paint the engage when certain supply and demand zones are created. But going back to the point here, notice it didn't form until London session. So what does that tell you? That you still have ample time to get it on this trade. The market is not doing anything. So why even get in? Wait for it to move. Wait for it to set up because they will constantly form highs and lows throughout the day. So let it do its thing during London. If it sets up for a setup for New York, then gladly. I mean, I wish I would have seen this. I wasn't paying attention to it, but this was fucking perfect. That's a perfect scalp, right down to where? Literally from 5 minute supply, literally to 5 minute demand. Wicked it. This is literally a 5 minute demand zone. So play your cards right. You guys can just go from zone to zone. It's pretty simple. But just wait, right? And then GBP, it's simply the same thing. You can't really gauge what it wants to do. Right now, it's currently dropping, but there's a bunch of news coming out. Let the news play out because that's where they're going to make their traps. That's where they're going to form their liquidity zones. They're going to form new supplies, new demands. At the moment, it's looking like it wants to drop to form some new demands and then come back up to retest some supplies. But I think your best bet, if you are going to be looking for any sells, is wait for it to push up into these zones, right? Because look, price formed massive imbalances here. Price never came back to touch it. It broke this demand zone here, broke this demand zone. So we have room for price to pull back. And if we get that opportunity for price to pull back, then we can look for our entries, right? So play the statistics, play their probabilities, wait for the position to add up. I think this is your best bet right here. You got 5 minute and 15 minute lined up perfectly. And then you can look for sells back down to maybe some recent demands that are going to be formed during the now, like 30 pips. That's really good for day trade. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. If any of you are interested in, joining in on the what's it, the private mentorship or coming on board with what we have being launched over the next few weeks, reach out to us. You have our email, you have or my email, ryansradarofficial@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, obviously you can join our Discord, reach out to me on there, and we'll help you get it squared away. So with that being said, everyone have a great night. Peace out.